Gary Veenstra, Springfield, Minnesota.
I'm Diana Veenstra.
We farm about 1,600 acres, and every day is different for us because we're always hands-on, where we don't hire a lot of people. It's just the son and I and the wife.
He likes his football, and I like to spend the time with him at the games.
I suppose I go back in the earlier days to a game or two in the old stadium and just kind of evolved from there.
After we were married, we'd watch the games on television and always thought how wonderful it would be to be there.
We're about 2.5 hours away. It just gave us time to communicate where otherwise we didn't have the time.
Sometimes it's what we're going to be doing in the coming week, what we've done in the past, what our plans are for planting and harvesting.
Usually we don't miss a game.
Sometimes we just need to recoup, and it's a way to do it.
I've been fortunate because we always patronize the Vikings Children's Fund.
That has always been something that's been important to me, coming from a family of educators as well.
They usually had 6 or 7 former players and current players, and so you get the one-on-one to meet them.
Gary just kind of got into it along that way. It seemed like the best way to support what's happening with our future.
It's just one of the things we always believed in, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here.
My name's Dave Korus, and I'm the Director of Security for the Minnesota Vikings. And if we're talking about Gary and Diana Veenstra, back then I was a part-time employee of the Minnesota Vikings doing internal security at the Dome, and I do remember it was a beautiful day.
I noticed he had been perspiring quite a bit during the day, and it was warm, so didn't think too much of that. I was not feeling very well, so he dropped me off right by the Children's Fund tent, and I waited for him.
Part of my assignment then was to walk around the outside of the Metrodome, and there used to be a plaza that was just packed with people.
And he cut through parking lots to get back to the Children's Fund tent. I didn't even see him come back.
I remember stepping up off of this little curb, and I looked to my right, and I saw a gentleman standing in the corner.
I was patronized him. I was starting to write my tickets up.
I don't know why I turned to look at him, but I saw his eyes kind of roll back, and he just went straight back and hit his head on the pavement pretty hard.
And I just sat there and I waited, and something told me to get off my butt and go find out what was going on. And it was him.
So I immediately went to him and I checked his pulse, and he had no pulse. I told my partner, I said, get us the medics here right away. So I immediately started chest compressions, and I did them for what appeared to be a really long time. And I had this feeling in my soul that he was gone. The paramedics show up, and then they start their advanced life care. And as they were loading him up, I told the medics, I said, this is the wife. We need to go to the hospital with her.
HCMC is right across the road, and so I was in surgery within 42 minutes. And I had 100% widowmaker. So if it wasn't for being here, I wouldn't be here.
He was in a coma for about 6 days. He doesn't remember any of that, but I remember every minute.
I've been involved in a lot of stuff like that where you get very intimate with people and then never see them again. But the cool part was I got to see him again.
I made a goal. The wife didn't like it, so I missed the first preseason game, and I missed the next one because I was still in the hospital. But I made the first game.
He decided he was coming to that game no matter what, and I kept thinking of all the steps in the dome to get down to that second row and how he was going to handle it, and was worried to death about him.
I just set a goal that I needed to get back to where I wanted to be.
They're really, really good people, and I'm glad I was there because I get to see him to this day, however many years ago that was, 12, 24 years ago, I don't remember, but he's still here.
Give him a lot of grief because he can't see us as much as he used to, being with Coach, but he's still very, very big part of our lives.
These are people that make this team, not just like the team, but like the entire aura of the team that just permeates society here.
All I wanted was just to say hi. Victor is one of the most personable people / mascots that I think that I have ever worked with. And his whole team is just fantastic.
What in the... Why? Oh my...
Get in here. We started in the old stadium, 2 rows from the top, and we couldn't see things. So Steve was good enough to get us into the VIP tent for getting better tickets. Through the tent, Victor, Ragnar, cheerleaders would all come in every week, and so that kind of spoiled us, and so I just became friends over the years with the different Victors.
I'm so glad that I get to be part of his life and get to know him as well as we have.
So I always try and have a yearly picture with Victor and the grandkids as just a thing that we always do.
It's a great organization. I have never seen so much kindness and friendliness, and the way the people are treated.
Go Vikings.
Go Vikings.
And we have met the greatest people, not only with the organization, but also with the fans. We've got fans who are family. We go to weddings, funerals, and whatever. So that's the best part.